Hi, my name is Abby.
Hi, my name's Arthi, and we're from the Mississauga Library. Today, for our Take and Make activity, we're going to be making a cotton ball launcher. This launcher can toss your cotton ball across the room like a catapult.
A catapult is a mechanical device that uses simple machines such as levers and counterweights to launch a payload. In our case, our payload is going to be this cotton ball.
The design of the launcher is similar to the historical catapults. You may have heard about trebuchets, but there are also something called the ballista, also called the scorpion sometimes, and these were used by Romans and Greeks thousands of years ago.
So a ballista works by using spring energy. A spring is basically an elastic object that stores energy either when it is compressed or stretched. And when that spring is released, that's when it bounces back to its original shape and releases all of that stored energy.
The ballista was like a giant crossbow. The bowstring was pulled behind a giant wooden bolt or some other payload. The bent back sides of the bow stored energy like a spring. The two sides of the bow were split in two and were attached to the shaft of the giant crossbow with torsion springs that were made of super twisted up rope to add extra springiness.
To make this, you will need 2 rubber bands, a popsicle stick, a sheet of cardstock, some tape, scissors, and cotton balls. Except for the scissors, everything you need should be included in the kit.
The bow of our cotton ball launcher is the popsicle stick over here. And our 2 elastics on the sides are the springs in the launcher, and they are hooked to the popsicle stick. And then our bolt that helps propel the cotton ball to go in a certain direction is this narrow tube that's inside, and this will help push the cotton ball out. And lastly, our shaft is the purple outside part.
To start, face your cardstock vertically. Then cut your cardstock so that your larger piece is about 18 centimeters by 13 centimeters, and that your smaller piece is about 18 centimeters by 12 centimeters.
Next, roll the bigger sheet to make a tube that is around 3 to 4 centimeters wide, or wide enough for the cotton ball to go through. When you have the tube at the right size, tape along the ends so that the cardstock stays in place. Use as much tape as you need.
Now roll the smaller cardstock sheet along the long side into a tube that is a little narrower than the first tube, about 2 centimeters wide. Just like with the other tube, when you have the tube at the right size, tape it along the ends so that the cardstock stays in place, and use as much tape as you need.
On one end of the wider tube, make 2 short cuts about 1 centimeter apart, and then 2 short cuts on the other side of the end of the tube 1 centimeter apart, like this, to make 2 tabs. Hook 1 rubber band on each tab and tape the 2 ends of the tube, securing the elastics in place.
Now we are going to make the bow. Take the narrow tube and make a cut or hole on either side of one end of the tube and put the popsicle stick through the 2 holes.
If you have a hole puncher, you can use that to make a hole and then make 2 cuts.
If the popsicle stick is not secure, you can add some tape. Make sure that you align the popsicle stick so that the wider, flat part of the popsicle stick is the one that is hitting the larger tube.
Put the end of the narrow tube without the popsicle stick through the middle of the wider tube. The end of the wider tube that has the elastics should be pointing away from the side of the narrow tube that has the popsicle stick.
To finish the cotton ball launcher, stretch the loose ends of the rubber bands over the ends of the popsicle stick. When you pull the popsicle stick toward you and let it go, it will snap forward like a slingshot.
To launch a cotton ball, load the cotton ball onto the end of the narrow tube or bolt. Draw back the bolt by pulling the popsicle stick backwards until the rubber bands start to stretch. The rubber bands store the energy that you use to pull the bolt back. Now when you let go of it, the cotton ball should come out.
Afterwards, you can decorate your launcher with markers, glitter, paint, or stickers. Or you can try making an even better launcher. So think about what we learned about spring force and think about ways that you can make your launcher snap faster. How can you strengthen the launcher part so that you can snap even harder?
So that's about it. Before we sign off, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our library website and social media platforms. Thanks, and see you next time.